This rezoning exercise was instigated by the Minister at the request of a consortium of private property developers, and the Minister named those developers in Parliament. Now, I think this is important for you as a committee because it shows that the process was not driven by the local council, by the local planners, and it wasn't even driven by publicly employed state planners. It was driven by the property development industry for the property development industry. It is not a project that was driven by the public interest for the good of South Australia. In my submission, it is not acceptable for the government to outsource its most important planning responsibilities to the same private sector interests that stand to profit from the rezoning. There are serious questions over this process, and I think that it is incumbent on your committee to explore that issue. And a starting point, I think, would be for you to follow the exercise that I've followed, and that is to seek the correspondence from the property developers to the Department of Planning and Local Government. Now, I sought those documents. That's a matter that's now before the courts, but I think you should ask for those documents as well. They are held in the department. Your committee is serviced by the department. You would have access to those documents. I think you should ask for them. It might take me some time to get them, but you should ask for them. On my analysis of the Australian Bureau of Statistics figures, the population projections are vastly overblown. The result is unnecessary urban sprawl and an unnecessary rezoning of farmland for housing. When you have unnecessary urban sprawl, developers will do what developers do. They will go for the lowest hanging fruit. They will develop the newly subdivided, newly zoned residential areas around Mount Barker before they go to the more sustainable option of urban infill within the existing metropolitan boundary. And once we have rezoned this farmland for urban uses, there is no going back. My submission to you, in this case, given the level of community interest, it's at record levels, as we've said, I think you should strongly urge the Minister to publish your advice. I think you should tell Minister Holloway that you believe that the people of Mount Barker have a right to see the report that you put together as a result of these 541 submissions. Over 500 people have taken the trouble to write to this committee. They've gone to remarkable lengths in many cases to set out all of the issues and the problems that they see with this DPA and what it means for their community. And I quite frankly think that it's insulting for them to never be told what became of their submissions and to have to wait and read in the Government Gazette what the final outcome was. The final point that I make is back where I started. I urge the committee to recommend to Planning Minister Holloway that this development plan amendment be rejected in its entirety, and I would urge you to urge the Minister to go back to the drawing board and to engage in a respectful way with the Mount Barker Council, the Mount Barker community, because I think this community deserves a great deal more respect from the state government than it's received to date.